Good morning. What y'all doing? Y'all up? Happy Friday. It's 7:01 a.m. on Friday. Although to me, it feels like a Wednesday or a Thursday, probably because I took 2 days off this week and I don't normally take 2 days off. But get up, y'all. Let's talk about a couple things. It has been what, a little less than 48 hours since the Grand Dame was sentenced to 2 years in jail, not prison, jail. 1 year to be served, 1 year suspended. So it's been all over the news, all over the news. I was in the courtroom that day, but y'all, can I just say something? Shout out to the people who can text 100 miles per minute. Because the way I felt like I had to do hand exercises after that day, the way I was trying to disseminate information, get information out to y'all as fast as can be, I'm used to voice notes and voice texts. My friends, the people that I text, they'll tell you I'm quick to send a voice note or send a text that you can clearly tell was done by a voice note because half the things are spelled wrong because Siri didn't pick up what I said. So texting like that was crazy. So shout out to the people who recorded some of Karen's statement so that y'all could actually hear what I had been telling y'all, how her voice was not shaking. She was not cracking. Karen was soldiering up for herself. I do believe she probably got a heads up from her lawyer. I said that before that she was going. So we're going to get into just a little bit more about Karen and her castmates' reactions, which I'm sure you've seen. But guess what? What do I always say? We haven't talked about it as a family, as a community. First up, let's get into some of Karen's statement. Actually, I want to address this picture that I saw. Shout out to Bravo and Cocktails. Y'all look at this picture. We're going to share. I'm sure y'all have seen it floating around. Being there, I'm wondering when this picture was, because that is Karen. That's the nephew that was on the show. That's one of the women that was with them. Now, you see those doors? This says Karen leaving court. But I'm going to tell you, I stayed until she left the courtroom with sheriffs. And then I was out in the hallway with Ray. The cousin was look, I'm saying I was out there with the family, like I'm part of the family. But I was out there in the hallway. There was Ray, there was the cousin, him, the guy, this guy, there was this woman and a couple other people. And Ray said, does anybody have her purse? I don't know. I'm wondering if this was as she was going into court, because she did not come in a regular door. Or if this truly was after court, the sheriffs took her out of the courtroom. They left the courtroom a different way. And then maybe they met Karen downstairs and they were able to walk out with her. I don't know, but what I can tell y'all for sure is that Karen left the courtroom not with these people. Like I said, she may have walked out and then maybe they met her. Maybe they were able to go meet her. But after her sentencing, after Karen yelled out to Ray, y'all know I told y'all what she yelled out to Ray. And again, I said it in my other video that I did. When I said yelling out, I don't mean screaming. I meant, so her voice, could be heard. But she said, love you, Ray. God's got you. You'll be all right. God bless you. So again, I'm wondering if this picture was actually as she was going into court. Because again, if it was when she was leaving, she left the courtroom with a sheriff. I even talked to two other sheriffs after she left with the sheriff. And again, I was out in the hallway with the family. Okay. So they may have met her. So I'm really wondering when this was. Shout out to Ray. Shout out to the family, child. All right, moving on. Let's listen to a little bit of Karen's statement so y'all can hear. Like I said, I know y'all probably have heard it, but just so y'all can hear it. Now, this is from Reality Blurb. Shout out to Reality Blurb, who took this from Bravo by Gay's account. Shout out.
Drinking at all. I failed at that miserably. I understand how lucky I am that I hit a tree. Thank God I did not hit a pedestrian.
Huger had been arrested 3 times before for drunk driving offenses.
She told the judge today she plans to be a lifelong member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I despair because I have a responsibility to use my unique optic lens and teach others and affect quite possibly millions of people with the message of not drinking and driving. Now, the defense had tried to keep Karen Huger from serving any jail time.
He sure did.
If she could instead do home confinement, they had offered to have her do a handheld breathalyzer device where she would blow into it several times a day. She was staying sober, but the judge pushed back on that, saying she needed to learn her lesson and serve jail time.
We need to help Ms. Hugo break this dangerous and destructive pattern.
He was not playing.
At the same time, protect the public.
Drinking responsibly, especially while taking medications, mean not drinking at all. I failed at that miserably. I understand how lucky I am that I hit a tree. Thank God I did not hit a pedestrian. Huger had been arrested 3 times before for drunk driving offenses. She told the judge today she plans to be a lifelong member of Alcoholics Anonymous. I despair because I have a responsibility to use my unique optic lens and teach others and affect quite possibly millions of people with the message of not drinking and driving. Now, the defense had tried to keep.
Now, y'all see how she said she was spared because through her optic lens, in other words, through her platform, she has the opportunity to teach others not to drink. When I said that, to me, Karen's statement and even her lawyer statements about her were more about self-promotion rather than self-accountability. That's what I meant. It was a lot of that. I have this opportunity because of the platform I'm on. She also said in her testimony about, I forget if she said children or people at this point now, but they look up to her. So it was a lot about what I can do. I was spared to share this message to possibly millions of people not to drink and drive. Again, I don't know how y'all felt about hearing that, but for me, in that courtroom, listening to that full statement and listening to her lawyers, it was a lot about what I can do, what I should do, what I have done with all of these eyes on me, rather than I am ashamed for what I did. I have a problem with alcohol as demonstrated by my past. You know, it was none of that at all. So the judge wasn't having it. We see that, right? The judge wasn't having it. Now let's move on to her castmates' reaction. This right here is according to People. Let's get into Wendy's reaction from People. People caught up with Wendy Osefo at the Essence Black Women in Hollywood Awards in Los Angeles on Thursday, February 27th. Shout out to Essence. I've always wanted to attend one of those brunches one day, manifesting. Anyway, Wendy says, my jaw dropped. I couldn't believe it. At the end of the day, we may have our differences, but I always wish her well, and I'm just keeping her in prayer 100%. Then let's get into what else she said. As for the show's future trajectory, Wendy acknowledged that Huger has been a cast member since season 1, but believes the RHOP cast can continue without her. With this group, we have found a way to navigate with her presence and without her presence. I definitely wish her well. She says, looking at the reunion, I think we maneuvered in a positive way as a collective, as a unit. I wish her the best, but I think that Potomac brand still is strong. I said, that's code for we need to pick up these cameras and continue filming. We can move right on without the ground down. That's a question that I've had for people. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Bravo should wait for Karen to get out before they resume filming for Potomac? Or do y'all think that although Karen was an integral part of the cast, she wasn't what Teresa is to New Jersey? Because let's be clear, whether you like Teresa or not, I can see why they waited a year to start filming before Teresa came out. Do y'all think that Bravo needs to wait a year before they start filming Potomac, waiting for Karen? And let's be clear, she may not even do a year. You know what I wonder? Say Bravo. Okay, Karen started her sentence 2 days ago, right? She got 365 days to serve. She got 2 down. Let's just say. So she got 363 days, right? Left to serve. Let's say she only serves 90 days. So that would give her what? 87 more days. Let's say Potomac starts filming in a month and a half. I wonder if Karen gets out early while Potomac is filming, would they then incorporate Karen into the season? Because that would be something that we hadn't seen before for sure. Who knows? I feel like they need to go ahead and film. I don't feel like they should wait for Karen. And if they want Karen's story, we'll get it next season after, or towards the end of the season if she gets out early. But y'all let me know what y'all think. And some people don't even think she deserves to film again. So y'all let me know that too. Do y'all think that Karen doesn't deserve to film again? And I have to say this. There are a lot of people I see saying, Karen deserves grace. Karen deserves grace. I understand that. And no one is saying that she should be unalived or that she should have everything stripped from her and everything taken away from her. But let's be clear, there are millions of people who've lost their lives to people driving while drinking. And this is a person who was stopped 4 times. Stopped and basically got a slap on the wrist and a fine 3 times, 3 of those times. So to act as if Karen hasn't been given grace, she's been given a lot of grace by the courts, for sure. Just because we're calling Karen out or calling her in or saying, look, you need to recognize that you may have a problem doesn't mean that people aren't giving her grace. At the same time, I know if I was a person who lost someone to a drunk driver, and this is your 4th time that you've been caught, because let's be clear, if this is the 4th time you've been caught, how many times have you not been caught? As the judge pretty much said, right? I don't know that I would have that grace to give because I'm not God. So I don't know if I'd have that grace to give you when you've gotten pretty much essentially gotten away with it outside of paying a fine 3 times, which is why the judge also said Karen got the hang of the system, right? Remember I said that. Karen, I'm going to tell you what the judge said. Karen had the hang of working the system prior to 2011. So how would you feel if you lost someone or someone that, maybe you didn't lose them, but they were injured or not even injured, they were hit? Because I've been in an accident and it disrupted my life. I've been in a couple accidents, not my fault, and it disrupts your life for a bit. So, this whole notion of Karen is not receiving grace. I think she's receiving plenty of grace. And and again, let's be clear, she's going to have a job after this. Bravo is going to offer her, I'm pretty sure. Well, let me not, I don't know for a fact, but if I had to bet, I would bet she'd be offered a job. So she has the money to pay for the interlock device because, after she gets out, she cannot drive for a year. And then once she can drive again, she's going to have an interlock device. I'm not sure for how long. So she'll have the money to pay for all of this, So Karen has been given a lot of grace 3 times over, as far as I'm concerned. And again, that doesn't mean I'm not damning her to anything. I'm not the judge and the juror, but I think there is a place where she can be called out and called in for her reckless actions over and over and over and over again. And I even seen somebody say, I'm a Black man, so I support Karen because she's a Black woman. This has nothing to do with that. To me, this woman had 3 prior offenses with drinking and driving. She got fines. Some of them were downgraded. She got a DWI and her 2 DUIs were downgraded. One was reckless driving and one was something else. And now we're here again. So to me, this had nothing to do with her, with us not calling her out because she's a Black woman. She's a Black woman who messed up and she can be called out because of it, period. Again, no one's saying she needs to never work again, or at least I can speak for me. I'm not saying she never needs to work again and she needs to be banished. Now, I'm not saying that. She needs to take responsibility for her actions. And let's be clear. Let's not confuse taking responsibility with the court making her be accountable and sentencing her. To me, that's two different things. So y'all let me know what y'all think about all this. Moving on, let's get into what Giselle had to say. So I believe Giselle was on wait, I just had it up. Y'all give me a minute. Here we go. So Giselle had a 21 Shady Questions live on Wednesday. And Us Weekly reported, Giselle said, "This just happened today. I do not have her wigs. I am concerned. In all seriousness, I'm concerned for her safety. Karen ain't cut out for jail. I pray that she's okay and that the Lord is with her." Let's watch Ashley's reaction to all of this. I always be forgetting where the share is. All right, let's watch. Whew. Hold on, y'all. Here we go.
You both started. You are the original part of the original cast members of the show, and Karen was just sentenced to 1 year in jail for the 2024 DUI arrest. She had a 2-year sentence, 1 year in jail, 1 year was suspended. You've been friends. You've gone through ups and downs. You were there the very first season of this. I know you spoke briefly about it on the reunion show. What's your reaction?
I really do encourage everyone to keep Karen in your prayers. I really care about her. And I learned this on the train coming here today, and I cried like a baby. I did.
Before we talk about the divorce, I do want to ask you about Karen Huger.
Yeah.
All right, so we saw that. So Ashley said she was on the train on the way up to Tamron Hall, and she cried like a baby. So the cast definitely have some reactions. I'm gonna be honest. I feel like the cast has reactions, and they also got together and it's like, okay, but we still need to check and we still need to film. And I believe we're going to talk about. I believe they're going to want to talk about it. But shout out to Alex Rogers. I had Alex Rogers on the podcast. I just uploaded that video a little while ago. Alex had me pretty much screaming in laughter the whole way through and clutching my pearls. And I don't even have a set of pearls. I said, oof, Alex had me clutching my pearls. But he had a different perspective that I hadn't heard. He said that he believes they may have a conversation with the ladies about not leaning into talking about this on the show, making this a part of the show, a part of their storyline. He really had some interesting takes. So make sure you go check out my episode with Alex Rogers, aka Alexander Rogers. But y'all let me know what y'all think. You know, it's been 48 hours. Almost 48 hours. Things have settled down a little bit. Shout out to all of y'all that have been so supportive of my channel. For those of y'all that are new, thank you for coming over. We like to have fun over here. We talk about all the things, Bravo, all the things in pop cultures. We laugh, we joke. I will tell my personal stories also on here. So if there is a fast forward button, I'll get to the point where I'm putting timestamps in for you. Not there yet. So I don't need you to be in the comments saying, just get to it already. You can fast forward because it's not live. So you can click the 10-second forward button. But I do appreciate your support, your view, and your interactions. I don't take any support for granted. Every single subscriber, watcher, commenter, interacting with my page, I appreciate y'all. Y'all have gotten me to over 4,000 subscribers. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me, and I am looking forward to what is next for the channel and for the podcast. For those of you that don't know, I also have a podcast version. Now, the podcast, the audio version, you can find on iTunes, Spotify, wherever it is you listen to your podcast. Those episodes come out Tuesdays and Fridays, and then I'll throw in bonus episodes when we have housewives that are on 3 and 4 times a week. And I need to get that content out to y'all. I'll upload a bonus episode. So if y'all wouldn't mind going ahead and subscribing to the actual audio version of the podcast, type in what else is going on. You'll see my face over there. I thank y'all so much. Please follow me on Instagram at WeGo, WEIGO podcast. That stands for What Else Is Going On podcast. It's the same on X. On TikTok, as We Go Podcast One, I'm trying to do something over there, y'all. It's hard. It's a lot of social medias going on. But again, thank you so much to every single person who shared my video, reposted my video, sent a link. Every person who gave me a credit, a shout out. I truly appreciate y'all. Y'all, I'm a journalist like Portia. I mean, that was what I started out going for in college. I wanted to be a lawyer growing up, then I wanted to go into broadcast journalism. That was my first year major. Second year major, switched to liberal arts. Then I had a Bambino child. But anyway, I kind of like this. So I will be ready to cover the next one because this is Housewives. We're definitely going to have another one. Talk to y'all later. See you.